It is Election Day in Ohio. We have team coverage all across the Buckeye State on all the issues, all the proposals that were on the ballot. News 5's Morgan Trow and Tessa DiTiro in Columbus covering issue 1. Jonathan Walsh also there tackling issue 2, and John Kosick in studio with me. You can also find the latest results on the bottom of your screen all night long. And we thank you for joining us tonight. I am Rob Powers. The eyes of the nation were on Ohio for this off-year election for 2 main issues. 1, to make abortion and other reproductive rights part of the state's constitution, and the other, to legalize recreational marijuana. We start with issue 1, where the Associated Press has now called the race. Issue 1 passes, and issue 2 has also been called in favor of recreational marijuana. Final votes still being tallied and coming in on many of these ballot proposals, but we can start with issue 1 here. News 5's Morgan Trow in Columbus with supporters. Morgan, what can you tell us right now? What's the vibe?
Rob, I have been covering campaign watch parties for years now, and I've never seen anything like this one. I mean, the vibe is palpable here. I mean, if you look around, there's still people who are cheering, they're celebrating, but more than that, there have been a ton of tears of joy.
Abortion is health care.
Of issue 1 in Ohio Tuesday night, abortion access is enshrined in the state constitution, meaning reproductive health care is a right in the state. And today has felt like a dream to supporters like Elizabeth Chastain Day.
I am on cloud 9. I am so proud of Ohio. I am so proud of everyone here behind me who has worked so hard. I'm so proud of our thousands of volunteers that we mobilize across the state. We have people who are here from across the country in support. I knew it because this is our Ohio. It's not the politicians' Ohio, it's the people's Ohio.
Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022, she and the advocates flooding the ballroom have worked to keep abortion safe and legal. She also worked to fight for the amendment that protects abortion, contraception, fertility treatment, and miscarriage care. House Minority Leader Allison Russo says this shows that the Republicans in the state, ones who were about to put a 6-week abortion ban back into effect, are out of touch.
And this time they really did everything that they could, but Ohioans stood up and said very clearly that they want to make sure that abortion remains legal and available in this state.
And they say that their fight isn't over. They plan to help every other state protect reproductive health care. Reporting live in Columbus, I'm Morgan Trow.
Okay, Morgan, we thank you for that. We know you've been on this for months now. News 5's Tessa DiTiro also in Columbus tonight with those who opposed issue 1.
Protect Women Ohio, who hosted this watch party tonight, says it's heartbroken at the election result, but tomorrow it vows to continue its fight.
But rest assured, the pro-life movement is more united than ever. We stand ready during this unthinkable time to advocate for women and the unborn, just as we have always done.
As numbers started coming in, the relatively quiet watch party prayed election results would turn in their favor.
We persevered for 50 years to overturn Roe v. Wade. Ours is a movement that has always endured.
Protect Women Ohio says it's concerned what a vote yes to issue 1 will mean for Ohioans in the future.
This is not the Ohio way, and we are united in our fight against these extreme policies.
The Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost and Ohio State Auditor here this evening to show support. Moving forward, Protect Women Ohio says it still believes that Ohio has a pro-life government, although enshrining issue 1 in the state constitution does pose some challenges. In Columbus, Tessa DiTiro, News 5.
Okay, there is more here. President Joe Biden releasing a statement on the passing of issue 1, saying in part, quote, "Tonight Americans once again voted to protect their fundamental freedoms and democracy won. In Ohio, voters protected access to reproductive health in their state constitution." The president went on to say, "My administration will continue to protect access to reproductive health care and call on Congress to restore the protections of Roe v. Wade in federal law once and for all." This was such a big election for Ohio. There were a lot of eyes on the state from all over the country on what's happening at the polls right here. News 5's John Kosick with me in studio. John, what kind of indication, if any, does this give us as we head into the 2024 election year?
Yeah, Rob, look, it sends a shot across the bow that abortion is still an issue that resonates with voters in this country. And this victory in Ohio, it sends a message to Democrats especially that this is an issue that you can use to your advantage, even in Republican states or districts. And I'll tell you what, look no further than our neighbors to the south in Kentucky tonight. There you have a Democratic governor in Andy Beshear who won re-election in a state that President Trump won by 26%. Now, it's a race he won on his popularity, yes, but also doing it because only a small percentage of voters in Kentucky, like 12% I saw, support that state's near total abortion ban passed by the Republican legislature. Now, watching this closely tonight is Democratic Senator, U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown. Republicans have targeted his seat next year, but the counties where abortion rights advocates did strong tonight and in August are the very ones where he did well in 2018. And remember, the March primary is only 4 months away.
Yeah, such great perspective there, John. Thanks a lot. Hang on, though. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes with more coverage of things closer to home. We turn now, though, to issue 2, where Ohioans voted to legalize recreational marijuana. News 5's Jonathan Walsh, live in Columbus with supporters who helped get this passed. So, Jonathan, how are they feeling right now?
Well, Rob, they feel great. They feel relieved. And, you know, it's kind of interesting, Rob, to think about this and see what a difference nearly a decade has made. You know, back in 2015, Ohio voted on this. Voters said, no, we don't want it. But since that time, so many states have said yes. And in fact, Ohio is now the 24th state in the union to make recreational use legal. And so here's how all of this sort of panned out for us and came together. The Coalition to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol made its case to the people in Ohio. The tax revenue, the job growth, real estate investment on a brand new business they said makes sense for our state. Pro-cannabis people have said it's time to allow Ohioans to buy legal, regulated, tested cannabis products and make money on that right here rather than people going to Michigan to purchase their pot. They pointed to studies that show little or no negative effects on things like crime and black market problems. Now, of course, the other side, the anti-cannabis folks said, many other studies show crime and road safety will be negatively impacted. Children's exposure to more marijuana products isn't a good idea. But nevertheless, the majority of voters have said yes to legalization. Here's what supporters of the issue 2 told us during their watch party in downtown Columbus tonight.
Ohioans have now been to states that have been regulating marijuana like alcohol for 10 years now. They've seen that these programs generate hundreds of millions of dollars in new tax revenue. They see that these programs protect public health by ensuring consumers are buying regulated products that are tested. They know exactly what the potency is. And they see that adult use programs give medical patients the access to the marijuana products that oftentimes they can't get even in a successful medical marijuana program.
So what are the next steps here? No, you cannot just go out tomorrow and start smoking your marijuana. There is a 30-day grace period. So the law goes into effect starting December 7th. But keep in mind, unlike issue 1, that is a constitutional amendment, this is a statute. That means state regulators or state legislators can get their hands on this. They can make suggestions. They can propose legislation to change things, even possibly repeal this law. And I talked to 2 state senators who say, yeah, we should expect some challenges to this new law. So it should be interesting how this all plays out. We'll be here for you. Reporting live here in downtown Columbus, I'm News 5 investigator Jonathan Walsh.
Yeah, important distinctions. Jonathan, thank you for your months of reporting on this issue. While we've been keeping a close eye on the 2 statewide issues, there are local ones we're watching as well, like issue 36 in Cleveland. If passed, this would set up a people's budget or a participatory budget in the city that allows residents to decide how 2%, or in this case, about $14 million of Cleveland's budget will be spent. Right now, 52% voting to oppose it, 48% in favor. And people in Lorain County voting on issue 20 tonight. If passed, it would expand the number of county commissioners from 3 to 7. Those commissioners would then appoint a county executive. Results showing right now that issue 20 did not pass. Another big issue on the ballot in Cuyahoga County this year, issue 5. It asked voters for more funding for Cuyahoga Community College. Property taxes would increase by about $14 a year for every $100,000 of assessed value on a home. And just in the last hour, we have learned that this has passed. So we bring back John Kosick to explain what all that means. John.
Yeah, Rob, as Election Day asks go, this one was a relatively small one, with the majority of it being a renewal. Now, supporters argued Tri-C is one of the region's greatest economic development engines, with 85% of its graduates living and working in Northeast Ohio. An investment in the college, founded 60 years ago, is an investment in our future.
If we're going to continue to become, I believe, this state's career capital, we've got to make sure that we are educating our citizens and keeping the education affordable so that they can take advantage of it. This levy helps us do that.
And the college estimates that every dollar spent on education returns close to $12 in economic development.
Okay, but we're not done there. There were a lot of other local issues on the ballot here that voters had to decide in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, what's the old Tip O'Neill line? All politics is local. We had a number of major school levy asks on the ballot, including Shaker Heights' combined ask of nearly 10 mills for a number of projects, principal among them relocating the middle school. That measure would add $348 for every $100,000 of assessed value that is leading tonight. Now, residents of Parma Heights, and Seven Hills being asked to approve a levy renewal that combines two expiring emergency levels that would begin in 2025, and that again leading at this hour. And issue 16, this one's in North Ridgeville to build a new high school. Remember in May, by fewer than 40 votes, voters rejected a $190 million bond issue for school construction. Tonight's margin favored by approval by 220 votes. And again, this is just a quick snapshot. You can stay on top of all of the races on our News 5 website and app. Rob?
John, thanks for all your work tonight. Don't go anywhere. It's a long night for you and an early morning for you as well. We'll explain that in just a bit.